I found out I had cancer rather accidentally. I had a cold that turned into a cough, and I had a cough for about 6 weeks. That led me to see a doctor. From that, I then had a mammogram and an ultrasound, and that's when I had the diagnosis of breast cancer.
When I first learned of Sera's diagnosis, it was a scary time, to be perfectly honest with you. Unfortunately, we've both gone through something similar in our immediate family. So knowing that she was going to go through this caused a lot of emotion, caused a lot of stress.
When I first got told about my mom's cancer diagnosis, I was more just worried about my brother and how he was taking it, because he was really emotional and I had never seen him like that. So I more got into like the big sister mode, and I was more worried about keeping him from being really upset.
It was hard. It really sucked. Honestly, like the worst thing that could have possibly happened to me. I felt like a real jab at the heart.
And then after everything kind of set in, I started getting really worried for my mom.
So when I found out what the treatment plan was going to be, I was very anxious and was very upset because chemotherapy was part of the treatment plan, and of course I was upset because losing my hair was a really big deal. I really loved my hair, and my appearance is very important to me. I found out about Look Good, Feel Better through the nurse oncologist through my first chemotherapy treatment. They said to expect something in the mail after about a week. I think it had been about a week. I opened it, it was in a box, and I opened it and I saw that it was this purple case. I found all of these makeup products in it, and I could not believe everything that I found in it, and I started to actually cry because I was completely overwhelmed with all of the stuff that had been in there, and I could not believe. I was just overwhelmed, and it was so kind.
Listen, I'm not a makeup and skincare kind of person, but I remember sitting down with her when we went through all this stuff and kind of looking into the products and looking into the brands and then looking into the program itself. And I thought it was incredible that a program like this was out there to not only support people emotionally going through it, but also physically, because it is important. I understand the aspects of appearance and everything else and how that can change one's psyche real quick, especially when you're faced with something like chemotherapy and losing your hair. And so having this type of support, this type of option out there to help not just her, but anyone, is an incredible thing.
When I saw my mom looking and feeling more like herself after doing the workshop, and especially after receiving the box, it made me feel really happy to see her back in her comfort zone. My mom is the anchor of our household. She's just the leader of our household.
I mean, I guess you can say my mom's kind of like the glue that keeps us all together. She kind of does a little bit of everything.
One thing I learned throughout this entire experience is how much Sera did for this family as a whole, as a unit. It's a lot of things, I don't want to say you take for granted, but a lot of things that just kind of happen you don't realize.
A lot of people call having cancer a journey. I don't really call it a journey. I call it a kidnapping because I didn't have a choice. The Look Good, Feel Better workshop helped me get some control back because I started doing the workshops and it reminded me of who I was. If somebody was thinking about signing up for Look Good, Feel Better, I would say do it. Look Good, Feel Better is really, really great, and I am so thankful that I found them.